Hello, everybody. Um, as promised, I know it's been a little minute. It's been so hard to pull myself together to do this video. Um, it's actually been a lot of warfare, and I've been trying to avoid doing it, but I'm only doing myself a disservice, you a disservice, but mainly God a disservice by not sharing what has happened to me, what I've been through over the last couple of years. So with that being said, you're gonna see me looking down a little bit because I took a lot of notes, just trying to backtrack and trying to remember everything that I can. So basically the topic of this video is backsliding and also being disobedient after going through deliverance. So as we all know, the enemy gonna try you. It don't matter how you slice it, dice it, he's gonna try you, especially when he knows who you are. He's experienced what, how can I put this? He know you a spiritual sniper. That's what I should say. So let me go back. I know that I am a spiritual sniper based off of the type of warfare that I encounter in my dreams, how I saw then, and then even up till now, the defeat that was happening to the enemy in my dreams. So let me go back. 2020, that's when I really started getting a lot of breakthrough. I mean, a lot of breakthrough. My life at that point in time, I was fasting, praying. I think out of 12 months, I think probably 9 months, I fasted almost every day. Looking back on it, I didn't really understand everything that I was doing. It's not to where I understand what was happening then versus now. To this day, I overstand it. I get it. And I didn't have to, but I did. I had to go through some things for God to basically say, this ain't no game. You can't go back and forth. You can't have one foot in, one foot out. And that's what ended up happening to me. And when I say that, it wasn't intentional. But when you are on a mission for God, you got to decide who you're going to serve. It's either you in or you out. And if he got you on a certain path, on a certain mark, you can't jump off when you decide to jump off. I jumped off. Like I said, not intentionally, but I did. And there's consequences for that. So reverse back to 2020. After I did my last videos, I think it was Pay Attention to Your Dreams. That's still very viable today. I've had to go back and look at my own videos, and I was just like, dad, girl, you was on it. So that I've actually used those videos to help encourage me to get back on and start doing this again and start telling people my journey, my testimony, expose the enemy, tell them about the warfare, but then the breakthrough that comes. Like, you have generational demons, spirits, fallen angels, whatever you want to call it. They've been in your bloodline for years, eons, as I said before. So they're going to fight you to get back in their house. You got to remember, when you cast out a devil, he goes into dry places. And they are tormented in those dry places. But they always going to try to come back and see if they see a little crack opened up. So, okay, I keep saying go back to 2020. Go back to 2020. So much breakthrough. Like, I was up in my finances. I was just feeling good, on fire for God. I did things that I never thought I could do. One of those being a fashion show. I'm not going to say I always wanted to do a fashion show, but I know in the beginning of 2020, God told me, he said, you're going to be doing a fashion show. You ain't going out of town for your birthday. It's going to be a fashion show. He told me that in January of 2020. I put it on the back burner. But October 2020, the month of my birthday, I did a fashion show, and it was huge, and it was big, and it was amazing. Battle of the Boutiques. I'm gonna have to post that somewhere so y'all can check it out. It was dope. It was amazing. But God gave me the strength and the power to do that. It was definitely a success. But not only that, like I said, my business was doing well. I was doing well. My kids were doing well. You could actually see I was breaking through. So here come the distractions. For me, and I'm just going to put it out there, I want to be married. Like, I do. So the enemy, he going to send a counterfeit. So I encountered a counterfeit. I've encountered 3 counterfeits, which I'm going to briefly touch on that. I'm not going to get into the fullness of that. The people themselves, because we got to remember, we not fighting against flesh and blood. So I forgave them, forgive them. The past is the past, but I am going to speak on the spirits that was working behind them, which is the spirit of narcissism. That'll be for later videos. And I'm only saying it now is because people have to realize that that is a real spirit. It's a lot of women and men going through that. Narcissism is basically the Jezebel spirit. So if you look up who she was, what she did, she was a witch. So their goal is to control, intimidate, manipulate. That's basically what narcissists do. So going back, encountered a couple of counterfeits. One was just somebody that I kind of talked to. They would see my post and everything, and me thinking in my mind, okay, you see my post, you see what I'm about. Everything is God, 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 Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I love the Lord, and you know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't really have to explain to you what my goal is or what I'm on. But you have guys that like to play, and they, go along to get along, or they just say whatever they want to get what they want or whatnot. So that happened with the first guy. He wasn't really feeling the fact that I was just on this God stuff all the time. It actually happened with the second guy too. The second person, I thought this was my friend. Like, I thought he was one of my best friends because he saw all the warfare that I went through. He even knew me before this change. And so I trusted him. So over the years, he would always, say he should have married me, he wanted to date or whatnot. I always let it go through one ear and out the other. Always. I just never really paid him no attention. So we're going to talk about dreams too, because he was in quite a few of my dreams, but I wasn't understanding my dreams. Sometimes I don't even understand my dreams now. I'm better at what I was at it then, just going off of symbols. I can't interpret everything because there's many days and nights and mornings where I work. I'm like, God, what the heck was that dream about? So you have to ask God for the revelation of your dream. He's the one who gives the interpretation. I do recognize certain signs and symbols to let me know, like, okay, this ain't right. But anyway, the guy, God was already forewarning me way before we started dating that he wasn't the one. I can say it now because of what happened, what transpired. So anyway, in about November, end of October, November 2020, we started hanging out. We always have been cool. I had a couple falling outs, but we were cool for the most part. He knows everything about me, everything about my family, my kids, all of that. So I really, really, really trusted him and thought he was a friend. So we decided that we would try to date. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. It only lasted like 3 months. It's just difference in belief systems, what I was on versus what he was on. I started to see myself going backwards, picking up old bad habits. And what's the scripture? You know, something about morals. Bad company corrupts good morals, something like that. Y'all know what I'm saying. I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. But you know what I'm talking about. You can Google it. So we decided to part ways. It didn't end very well. Like a 15-year relationship just abruptly ended. So that didn't end well. So that put me into about March of 2021. Now I'm understanding the dreams that God was showing me about this person. It's deep because it was hurtful. So I had to go back. I had to go through healing again. And I'm going to tell you, when I went through what I went through in 2021, wasn't nowhere as bad as what I went through in 2022. Like, some of my finances were affected. Not a lot. It wasn't as bad. Like, I didn't go under. But I think I got out before all of that stuff actually started happening. When you connect to the wrong people, you don't know what spirits they have on them. And you being in the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God, with you walking with Him, it's almost like you wide open. And anything can attach itself to you. So, like I said, I didn't fall all the way off. I think I got out just in time. I know I got out just in time. So from March all the way up until November, look, I'm soaring again. I'm up again. I went through some hurtful stuff. I had to go through some healing. God started taking me back through the lessons of narcissism again. And come to find out, like, this guy was a narcissist too. So I go from March all the way to November. Like I said, I'm getting my money back up, business doing well, business is picking up, I'm doing good, my kids are doing good, kids graduating from school. I'm back on fasting again, stayed on fasting, and I did not date. I did not want to date. I'm cool, because I'm intentional about preparing myself for my husband and just making sure that I don't have anything on me that could affect our relationship or our marriage, because that's what it's gonna be or whatnot. So I'm a true believer in that. So going all the way up to jumping back up to November of 2020, it's like it go in cycles. There's something about November. Something always pop off in November. It didn't happen this past November. I know now. Like, I know. So I kept my butt in the house and I made sure that I was fasting. So November 2021. Yeah, November 2021. Was it 21? Yeah, November 2021. They had this event going on in Cincinnati, where I live. And I heard so many people talking about it because I have a boutique business. So I get a lot of people that come to me and shop for, like, they make the major events, concerts, festivals, whatever major event, galas, all of that. So I kept hearing about it and I was like, okay, I would like to go. I wanted to go because the guy that was throwing this party, he hadn't done it in a long time. And they used to be like, he used to have some nice parties, like high class, grown and mature people. He does very nice events. Very nice. It's not like a club type thing. No, it wasn't really like that, but I guess a person would associate it with it. But I wanted to go. But I was still feeling in my spirit, you don't need to go. Like, no, just chill out. Chill out. I just come off a fast. And I'm trying to get these tickets to go to this event. The tickets were sold out and everything. But me, I found a way around it. So I went. Got tickets like the day of. I went. the event itself was not bad at all. It was actually very nice. It's just where I went after the fact, which I had no business going to. And I had actually dreamed about this. And that night, I saw it come to pass. So I ended up meeting a young man. I had actually already met him before, but we actually had a conversation that night. Me, him, and a couple other guys that I knew. Um, Ended up hanging with them for a little while. We take pictures and all of that stuff. And I think I got everybody's phone number to send them the pictures, and I also sent a text message that night just making sure everybody was okay, got home okay. Well, me and the guy who I'm referring to, he did say a confirming word to me that God, I know God was telling me. He repeated it, so that kind of caught my attention. And we ended up speaking to each other that night on the phone. I think we talked from like 2 in the morning all the way to like 8 or 9 in the morning. Everything was centered around God, the Bible, what he been through, things I've been through. So we had a great conversation. So that to me looked like a connection. There was some other circumstances that kind of like, hold on, like we both feeling something. I don't think this is right. Now I'm just gonna say it because he's related to one of the other guys that I talked to before. I said it. Like I don't know why I do some crazy stuff, but that it happened. So anyway, it still wasn't either one of our intentions to take it to the level that it went to. So we ended up hitting it off. Hanging around each other every day, just doing like little fun things together. Like he did like Instacart or whatever, and I ain't know nothing about no Instacart. People like, you want to go Instacart with me? You know, so I just went when I called it an Instacart date. So we would do little things like that. We would do like Bible study. Was not intimate with each other at all. Everything just seemed purely genuine. But then the red flags started popping up. A lot of red flags. The dreams started happening. So God started showing me instantly. I did ask. I think I asked like a week, maybe like 5 days later, like, Lord, is this the one? Because it was some things that, like, let me tell you, okay, I had this list that I wrote some years ago. Well, God had me write out a list of everything that I wanted in my husband. I wrote that list, I think, in 2015 or 2013, something like that. Lo and behold, he had a list, and his list was the exact same. So I'm like, hold on now, Lord, what's up? Like, what's going on? So I'm seeing all these things, and I'm like, he might be it. He might be the one. You know how we think. No, not at all. So anyway, like I said, jumping back to the signs and the red flags. God was showing me a lot. I was seeing things in my dreams. In this one particular dream that I had before I met him, I have to tell you this. And then I'll get back to some other red flags and signs that God was showing me. But there was one dream that I had right before I met him where it looked like it was light outside. I don't know where I was at, but in the sky I seen a huge like dragon serpent or whatever, and he was looking at me. I wasn't scared or anything, but next thing you know, all these missiles, all these bombs and everything start coming towards my way, and I'm dodging, like bobbing and weaving. So anyway, I saw a huge house come out of the sky. Mind you, 3 weeks before, I drew out what I wanted my house to look like. The house came. I jumped up. I grabbed it, pulled it towards me. That's mine. Then next thing you know, like this astronaut thing came. And he snatched my hand and he grabbed it. And I'm trying to pull away from him and get away. He was like, not so fast, Kimberly. The voice was very distinct. But I remember trying to get away from this thing or whatever. He had a grip on me so tight. I couldn't let go. And then I woke up out of the dream. Okay, now let me get back to these signs and these red flags. I found out that he had some other little relationships going on with different women or whatnot. Was just living with somebody. And so me, I'm like, okay, you got stuff going on, so I'm not going to intrude on that. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to do that. I understand you've been gone for a while, so go ahead and handle your business. We can just be cool. Like, I didn't mind, because it's refreshing to have, especially a male that loves the Lord. That loves the Lord. He talks about the Lord. He understands the things of the Lord. There's a lot of guys out here that ain't like that. So to me, that was so different. It was very different. So I just wanted to be cool with him. That was it. Just be cool. But it didn't happen that way. We started getting closer and closer and closer. And as I'm seeing, it's a lot of drama and stuff going on with him and these females. I saw in a dream, I was actually attacked in a dream. It looked like 5 women, but it was really 5 demonic spirits. Well, he had 5 women after him doing some crazy stuff. I actually shared that to him. He was like, it's been about 5 women that I was kind of dealing with. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So God, I never forget the date, and I wrote it down. And I used this throughout me and his relationship. I always went back to it. God told me, I wish I had it. I wish I had it right here in my hand. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it. Hold on. Okay, I got it. My bad. On December 7th, he said to me, the man that I have for you is already ready for you. He will not be confused about you, nor have to feel like he has to choose between you and multiple other women. He will know you when he sees you. So position yourself. Continue preparing for your husband. Then right next to that, when I said I had wrote this list, and I couldn't remember the dates, it was actually January 24th, 2018. I had 2 lists. He had 2 lists. So that's why I was doing a lot of comparing. But back to this thing on December 7th. That's what he told me. And I held on to that. So I knew that this wasn't it, but still listening to him and getting in my feelings and him getting in his feelings or whatnot. Long story short, turned out to be the worst situation I had ever been in my life. Things that I had been delivered from, I went back to doing it. Open the door back up to pornography. I'm being transparent. Drinking. Like, usually I do like wine. I drink wine. But I don't make it an idol. But being around somebody who likes to go out to the clubs, going out to the clubs and things. And God was even asking me, showing me, like, you know you don't belong here. Why are you here? So I started going backwards quick, real quick. But at the same time, I'm telling him, like, this ain't cool. This ain't right. I'm thinking of that astronaut pulling onto my hand, and that voice, I didn't realize till later on was his voice. So, like I said, a lot of stuff that I got delivered from came right back. When the devil is casted out of you, he goes into dry places, comes back and brings 7 more wicked spirits with him. The ultimate narcissist. They say there's like 3 types of narcissists. I think this one was like all 3 of them at the same time. I never went through so much anxiety and depression in my life. Me flipping out, like reactive, they call it reactive abuse. I went through that. Like, I'm trying to get away from situations and he don't want to leave. He don't want to let me go. A lot of blocking. It got bad. It got so bad, y'all. It was so bad to where I would be on the couch every night just crying, like, Lord, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry, I didn't listen. I got off my mark. If I could have did anything, I said, Lord, please take this away from me. Like, get me out of this. I will never go back again. I will sit right here in this house and I'm gonna do everything you asked me to do. Like, I don't ever want to experience that again. But he had to let me go through it so he will make sure that I never did it again. Y'all, it was bad. So I'm saying all of this to say all of that ended in August of 2022. When I tell you it was a weight lifted off my shoulder, oh my gosh, it was a weight, like a whole heavy, like them big dumbbells, like just came up off of me. Trying not to cry because that was tough. That was tough. And I just look at, I lost a lot, like my finances, my children, everything was affected. When I told you before earlier in this video that 2022 was a lot worse, it was way worse. The enemy basically used this counterfeit. I felt like it was to take me out, because that's what I felt like. Like, I couldn't believe it. What started out and seemed so good and pure and innocent in the beginning just turned out to be hell, like pure hell. And I also remember one dream. I'm gonna probably have to do this in 2 videos because I'm gonna go back and tie it to spiritual aspects of a lot of different things, just so you can learn from it and not make the same mistakes. Or if you are going through it, I'm going to give you some scriptures, tie it back into spiritual aspects of everything, which I'm kind of doing it now, but I do want to go back and point out some things. Because I was dealing with, I don't know if you heard me say in my prior videos, I have been dealing with a spiritual spouse. Spiritual spouse is when you are already married in the spirit. It's not normal. It's not natural. So when you have a spiritual spouse, because God honors covenant. So he won't mess with it. Like, if there's a covenant involved, he's not going to lie about his word. He's going to always keep his word. If you see you're married in the spirit, even though it's an illegal transaction, it's illegal because spirits aren't supposed to marry anyway, but they do. That comes through sex. So if you're having sex in dreams, you can watch pornography, masturbation, fornication, adultery. You could have been initiated into that in your bloodline. So all of this, all the stuff that I was dealing with, like I said, go watch my past 3 videos. You'll hear me talking about that stuff. So in those first 3 videos, I was on the conquering side of all of that, so I could talk about it. So this person, in the way my spiritual mom, she broke it down to me. She said, Kim, that is a spirit spouse. They couldn't get you in the spirit, so it manifested in the physical. Like, he had all the attributes of the spirit spouse. What the spirit spouse was doing to me in the spirit realm, that's what was happening to me in the physical realm. And then I'm talking about, like, even at night, sleep paralysis, attacks, can't move, stuff holding me down. I mean, y'all, it got so bad, like really bad. Moving forward, I had to go through a lot of healing and go back through a lot of, it was a lot of soul healing, because now all of those wounds, those soul wounds that were closed, they're back open now. So now the enemy has legal right. I gave him all the legal rights back. It was basically me returning to my own vomit. All that coughing up and spitting up and deliverance and all of that, yeah, I went right back to all of that. All of that. Disobedience, not being still and quiet before the Lord, being anxious, and just, yeah, I went through enough warfare. It's time for me to relax now and chill out. Now when you're on assignment, Not when you on assignment. You can't do that. You cannot do it. It's either you in or you out. Take it from me. Don't do it. Like, please don't do it. But going back, I remember having a dream. This was in the beginning, like in the first maybe month of me talking to that guy. I had a dream where I was like on the edge of hell, and I was getting ready to go in there, and I remember screaming, Lord, like, no, 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 I forgive him, I forgive him, I forgive him. And I woke up out of my sleep. That dream, like, it came back to me going through all of this stuff, and even after the fact. So I had to forgive him for everything. But most importantly, I had to forgive myself. Because you forgiving them is one thing, but you forgiving yourself, that's a whole nother thing. Because I was mad at myself because I got off my mark. It was just, I was beating myself up. Went back into fornication. I was doing so good. Like, I was good. Like, all of that stuff, the lust, the perversion, all of that, I was delivered from all of that. Didn't have an urge toward anything. Like, I'm keeping myself for God, for Him. People don't understand. Like, they think God is a mean God and He just want to control everything you do. No, He's doing all of this for our protection. Like, He's doing it for our protection. And I'm telling you, one of the things right now, you don't want no spirit spouse to be married in the spirit. You don't want that, because they affect your health. They affect your finances. They rob you of your destiny. All those good things we supposed to be living fulfilled, blessed lives. We saved. You could be saved all day long. You'll be saved all day long and still be in bondage. Not only that, that stuff travels down and goes to your children. It's a bloodline thing. You think they wasn't trying to get to my kids? Yeah, they was. My kids are dreamers and seers too. So it was certain things that was happening that they was telling my kids. They talked to me. I said, oh, nah, nope, this ain't happening. If I'm off my mark, I got all the doors open for the enemy to come in and take me out, my kids out, my family out, all of that. No, I refuse. I'm the generational curse breaker on this bloodline. Me and then my kids. So I'm just saying all of this. I had to come and tell you guys where I've been. So like I said, this is kind of like my introduction to more videos. I don't really like getting on camera and talking and doing, I don't like it, but God has called me to do that, so I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. I'm gonna be talking about different things. One of them, like I said, the spirit of narcissism. I'm going to talk about spiritual spouses. I'm going to talk about bloodline curses, generational curses, evil altars. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. This is my duty to tell you guys, talk to you guys, and say it in the purest form, the way that you can understand it, and to let you know that you're not the only one, that there's people out there. I look at all kind of people in videos to understand and see, like, hold on, they went through it too, and if they can beat it, if they can get through it, I can too. So that's, like I said, one of the main reasons why I had to do this video. So that's basically it in a nutshell. That relationship, it ended back in August of 2022. So I've been free of all of that for 7 months. And when I tell you, like I said, it wasn't easy. But now, 7 months, that number 7, that's completion. All of that stuff is in my past. It's over. I'm back on the winning team. I'm back on the winning side. And I'm seeing the blessings come to pass. I have such a better understanding of everything now. So ain't no going back for me. It's on. That's why I gotta come here and do these videos to put it out. I don't care how many views it get. I don't care. Like, I don't care. People all about numbers, views, numbers. I don't care. As long as it reach one person, I'm happy with that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I am gonna come back with a part 2 to kind of, you know, clean it all up and give you some scriptures and things to tie into this. I kind of did it, like I said, on this one. But we're gonna talk about some stuff. I don't know how often. I would like to do a couple videos a week, but life. But I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to email me at kimtaylor13914@gmail.com. You can drop a comment in the comment section. Let's talk about it. If you have, like I said, if you have questions, anything, just let me know. I'm here for you. Whatever you may be going through, however I'm here to help and to serve. So with that being said, I love you all. Thank you for being understanding and even just listening in to, you know, what happened to me in the past couple of years. And hopefully this helps somebody, and hopefully you stop dead in your tracks. I hope you catch this video before you get ready to jump into that thing that you're not supposed to jump into. With that being said, love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.